scrolling Reddit thread last week, a founder said, I would love to have AI to document my process, but I'm not putting my company's SOP into a system I don't control. Like, people is freaking out about the control on their SOPs, and that post had 600 upvotes. So today, Tone and I, we are going to discuss, and Tone will answer a few questions. And to be honest, Tone will be the most honest person. I'll be just the one making the asking the questions, and let's see how we go. Tone, I'm going to ask you the exact questions I got three questions that on these comments inside this post founders made, and I want your opinion. You are the specialist on this, but security is a huge topic when we are inside business groups talking about automations or using AI as a tool. So yeah, welcome back after a few
Yeah,
weeks.
thank you. Yeah. Well, yeah, and the more you go into the documentation industry, right? Especially for companies, um, you see a lot of concern about security and how safe their data is. Especially when you know that if you're using AI is using your data to train itself, right? But there are caveats to that where it's not very well known to people. So first of all, like system, they are they are self-contained. So in our, for example, our Midgard system, it's self-contained. So the data it's contained only by the clients. So only the clients will see their own data. That's just a standard practice in the industry. So there's a lot of safeguards to make sure that the data does not go to the incorrect people. And within the system, people have people own their own security. So how they want the data to be split into the team, and especially how they want the data to be seen even among the team. And that's one thing that we take very seriously, like how to make the data very siloed in a way that only people that meant to see them.
You see them.
Now
Yeah,
in
this
terms
was
of like
the
infrastructure.
oh, sorry.
Yeah.
No, that was the number one concern I found. Like my processes ended up training someone else's AI.
Yeah. So in terms of AI, what happens is people are right when you use AI like ChatGPT,
Open sources, right?
especially. Yeah, like when you use the free version, definitely
Mhm.
they're using your data to train, because that's how you pay for the system, right? Nothing's free. There's no free lunch, right? We all know that. So how do you pay a free LLM? Yeah, with your data. That's basically it. But when you go to like enterprise level and like paid plans, there's a specific part in the contract that says that that data on your paid plan would not be used to train their data. So what they're saying is that they are guaranteeing that what the data that you put there, it's only used for create the response, the output, and will not be saved and will not be used on their trained data. And that's what we use Tyr in all of our system. Like we do not use any uh, free tier of any kind, right? We always use make sure that we use with all the LLMs that we use the enterprise tier of them, especially to make sure like we don't want our data as well. Like we are also user of LLMs within our company, right? Not only our clients, we are a user as well, and we have the same concerns, and we have and we don't want our data to be on their trained data. We don't want to use our data to train their own data. So um, that's one thing. Like, we treat the client's data as our own data in this sense, because we are also users of LLMs.
That's great. Yeah, no, that's great. That was the number one concern. The second one I saw, and this is something, uh, if you are watching and you are building AI just as us, like for your customers, this is something you might have heard as well. It's another company could see my SOPs. Mostly if you're creating like AI support agents and then you are afraid of people making the right questions to the AI agents so to get access to the documents in the backend. This is something that we have heard as well from some leads here. So what you have to talk about, like, is there any risk that someone can go and get the SOPs from Tyr, for example, from our support chatbot?
No, there's no systematic way for other clients to see your data. Even if you're in a free tier of our system, and that's how the system is built from ground up. Like, it's built in a way that clients' data, each client will have their data siloed, very protected from any other source. Every single transaction that happens in the system takes into consideration who is doing that transaction, who is asking for that transaction. So if I'm in a company and you're in another company, every time I go, I open a folder, every time I type something and save a document, every transaction, every time we interact with the system, in the background, the system is taking consideration who is doing what. So it makes sure that the data is also compatible to who is doing what they're doing. So even if you say, like, I want to see all the data, like you don't expect, like, even for some maybe a mistake or error, the system says, I want to see all the data. I want to see all the data. There's no filter on that. There's just all the data. The system itself will see who is asking for that. Tom is asking for that. Okay, so I'm gonna give Tom's data, right? The system is built. What I mean is that the system is built in a way that there's no way for anybody to see what they're not meant to, because the part of the system that provides the data always takes into consideration who is asking for the data.
Nice,
That
good,
makes
good.
sense.
I got it. Makes totally sense. And I think, and obviously the last one, it's, well, the first one is the fear of having your data, your information feeding someone else's AI. The second one, the one that Tom just explained. But the third one, and I think this freaks everybody, even us. Like, we know that that's something that is there, but you need to be educated too, and we always educate, we have been educated since we were a child, like, do not click suspicious links that comes from suspicious email. But I think the third one I see the most in this post is, if there's like a breach, a leak, my entire operation is exposed, right? What do you have to talk about that?
Well, that's a very
Tricky, eh?
concerning. Yeah, it's a very concerning topic, because, like, what we'll do in a leak, it will depend on the leak, right? Um, like, as I said, the system is built in a way that whatever is asking for the data, it takes in consideration who is asking for that. So if you are the owner of your company and for some reason you don't take good care of your credentials, and someone gets access to your credential, that's a breach. But that's not a systematic breach, right? Like someone will have access to all your data, but that's not someone attacking the system to get the data. Now, we use what is top tier into security of the system. So for example, our database is not open to the internet. It's under a VPN or a VPC, and only our own system can access the database, for example. So there's no way that someone, even if we don't take care of our database credentials, and someone gets the database credentials, they will not be able to open the database because it's not open to the internet, right? So the only way to access the database is through the system, and the system has that gatekeeper I just said that will only have data.
Makes
Um,
sense.
so it's a depends on the breach. Like, what if our entire we use, for example, we use Google infrastructure. What if
Hmm.
entire Google infrastructure? Then we have a bigger problem. Then probably all your credit cards has been leaked as well. So you have bigger problems than your SOPs. But I
Right.
think the most vulnerable part is always the end, right? Which is the user. Um, and I can say that, and that's not only our system. That's it's because we use the best practices in development. We have the best what we can have in terms of security, and that's most of the systems. So like it's
Hmm.
the same as you said. Oh, what if my bank account got breached, right? What
Right.
if Instagram got breached?
Hmm.
They use of course bank is another tier, but any application can have a breach, have it breached, but
Makes
it
sense.
it most of the time, and if you see, like, I challenge people that even listen to us right now is watching to try to research how leaks happen, how breach happen,
Hmm.
and 90% of the time, I tell you, nine or more than that, 99% of the time is people engineering. So
Hmm.
someone gets access to someone's credential, right? That thing that we have in our mind, that like a person like a hacker got into a computer and get access through the system to
Perfect.
the database or to a system, that's that rarely happens, especially
Hmm.
nowadays where we have so much. It's so much easier
Cybersecurity.
to build a secure system nowadays
Hmm.
because of all the knowledge that's been there. So there's a lot of for example, libraries that has security embedded in it that you can use, and you don't even, like, the developer don't even need to do things, like it's embedded in the system already. It's security. So 99% of the time it's people engineering. So someone gets access to someone else's
Credentials.
credentials, and I
Nice.
think that's
Nice.
that's where we should pay more attention to. As you said, like, don't click on links. Save your password in a password manager.
Try to
Um,
change your
and,
password frequently.
exactly,
Don't
and
share
that's
your
all the things that you
password.
can do in the system, right? Yeah.
Like,
Don't share your password for sure. Yeah. If you want someone else to use the system, please create another user.
right? Yeah.
Create a group for that type of user. Use whatever the security that we have in our system, because I can tell you, what we use is top tier, not because we develop it, because it's a best practice. We use the best practice in software development.
Nice. Nice. If you had any questions, or if you have any questions about this before today, I hope Don just answered them. If you have more, just drop them in the comments. Like, we will be more than happy to help and answer in the comments below. And next week, another topic. We never know. A how to, another chat with Tom. So keep it up, stay tuned, and I see you next Friday. Tom, again, thank you very much. I see you
Yeah.
next
Thank
one.
you. See ya. Thanks.